Imagine walking into a small apartment that looks beautiful on the surface: sleek furniture, trendy decor, good lighting. And yet, something feels off. The space feels cramped. The energy doesn't flow. You can't quite put your finger on it. But you know it's not working. This, right here, is the hidden enemy of small living layout mistakes. It's not the square footage that's limiting you, it's the way it's arranged. In this video, we're going deep into the most common small apartment layout mistakes that are ruining your space without you even realizing it. And more importantly, we're going to fix every single one of them. So whether you're just moving in, redecorating, or desperately trying to make your tiny home feel livable again, stay with me, because this might be the turning point you didn't know you needed. Most people believe that pushing everything to the edge will open up the room. It makes sense, at first glance. But in reality, this tactic often has the opposite effect. It creates a void in the center that feels awkward and disconnected. Like the room isn't sure what it's supposed to do. It removes the intimacy from the space. Instead of encouraging flow, it freezes it. Here's how to fix it: try floating your furniture. Pull your sofa slightly away from the wall. Create a cozy conversation zone with chairs that face each other, even if it's compact. Use rugs to anchor the space. Add a console or low shelf behind your sofa to create definition without blocking movement. When you treat the room like a functional layout instead of just a box to fill, the whole space starts to breathe differently. When you're living small, every inch counts, but most people only think horizontally. That means your eye level becomes cluttered, while the upper half of your room goes to waste. And worse, your storage ends up scattered and inefficient. The fix? Think vertical. Mount shelves above eye level. Install tall bookcases that go nearly to the ceiling. Use stacking baskets or cabinets above wardrobes. Hang hooks high on the wall for bags, hats, or folding chairs. Even in your kitchen, you can hang pots and utensils from vertical rails. The visual impact is huge. It draws the eye up, making the ceiling feel taller and the room more expansive. Vertical thinking equals smart living. It's one of the most common layout killers. That dreamy 3-seater sectional may have looked amazing online, but in your 400 square foot apartment, it's swallowing the entire living room. The same goes for giant coffee tables, bulky armoires, or king-size beds in studios. When furniture is too large, you don't just lose space, you lose balance. Here's your fix: scale everything down. That doesn't mean sacrificing comfort, it means choosing slimmer silhouettes. Go for apartment-size sofas. Pick a round or nesting coffee table. Consider a wall-mounted desk instead of a freestanding one. Use a full-size bed instead of a queen if you're tight on room. The goal is to create harmony, where furniture fits you and the space, not just a catalog. In a small space, especially a studio or open plan, if you don't define zones, you'll end up with what I call blurred living, where your bedroom bleeds into your kitchen, your work area floats somewhere near the TV, and nothing feels grounded. And that lack of separation? It causes mental fatigue. You start feeling like you live in chaos. To fix this, you need boundaries, not walls, but visual cues. Use rugs to define the living area. Place a bookshelf or screen between your bed and workspace. Use lighting to separate zones, like a pendant above the dining table and a floor lamp in the lounge area. Even simple changes, like color blocking or furniture placement, can clearly tell your brain, this is where I eat, this is where I relax, this is where I sleep. When your zones are clear, your mind feels clearer too. In small apartments, light is everything. Natural light makes a space feel open, calm, and breathable. But most people block it unintentionally by placing tall furniture near windows, using dark or heavy curtains, or even painting walls in dim tones. The fix? Make friends with the light. Use sheer curtains or none at all. Keep windowsills clear of clutter. Use mirrors to bounce light around the room, strategically placed across from a window. A mirror can double the light in your space. Choose reflective or light-colored furniture and finishes. And remember, lighting isn't just sunlight. Use layered lighting, ambient, task, and accent to make sure your apartment feels bright and intentional all day and night. We all love a pretty shelf. But if your space is overflowing with trinkets, photo frames, candles, and plants, but you can't find your keys, charge your phone, or fold your laundry? That's a problem. Style without function in a small apartment leads to stress. Every surface should have a purpose, or at least double duty. Think ottomans with storage, benches that hold shoes, desks that close into cabinets, hooks and trays that hold essentials without looking cluttered. And when you do decorate, use restraint. One big art piece can have more impact than a dozen small frames. A single bold vase makes more sense than a scattered shelf. In small spaces, less, but intentional, is always more. In large homes, focal points are often built in: a fireplace, a giant window, a grand dining table. But in small apartments, things tend to feel equal, and that's not a good thing. Your eye doesn't know where to land. So the space feels disorganized, even if it's tidy. Fix this by creating a clear focal point in each room. It could be your sofa and TV wall, your bed with a dramatic headboard, a gallery wall, or a piece of bold furniture. Once that focal point is established, everything else supports it. It gives the room structure, and that's what makes a space feel designed, not random. This one's more subtle, but once you notice it, you can't unsee it. If you constantly bump into furniture, shuffle sideways to get past a table, or can't fully open a cabinet or door, your layout is failing you. Small spaces require strategic movement paths. You need to be able to glide through your space, not navigate a maze. To fix this, map your movement. Stand at the entrance. Walk to the kitchen. Walk to the bathroom. Walk to the bed. Where are the pinch points? Reorganize too. Clear them. If necessary, get rid of one piece of furniture that's disrupting flow. It can completely transform the experience of the space. And always remember, comfort isn't just about where you sit. It's also about how you move. In design, depth creates interest. But in small spaces, everything often sits on the same level: low sofa, low coffee table, low TV stand, which can make the room feel flat and uninspired. The fix? Play with height. Add tall plants. Stack books with a sculpture on top. Use a floor lamp with a slim profile. Install wall sconces. Even hanging artwork slightly higher than expected draws the eye upward and gives the illusion of height. Think of your room like a city skyline. It should rise and fall, creating layers that make the space come alive. This might sound like the opposite of what we said about clutter, but it's not. Many people in small apartments keep things sterile: white walls, safe furniture, minimal decor, because they're afraid of making it feel smaller. But what ends up happening is that the space feels temporary, like a hotel. Your apartment should feel like you. Choose one or two bold colors you love. Hang art that tells a story. Use fabrics and textures that make you feel something. It's not about maximalism, it's about meaning. When your space reflects your personality, it becomes more than a layout. It becomes home. Your layout evolves with your lifestyle. What worked for you last year might not work today. A small apartment isn't a limitation, it's an invitation to live smarter, more intentionally. Check in with your space. Rearrange. Rethink. Refresh. Because your home should rise to meet who you are becoming. And if this video gave you clarity or sparked ideas, hit that like button. Subscribe for more smart design strategies for small living. And tell me in the comments, which layout mistake are you ready to fix first?